Hello everyone, I'm Coyote Jack and man, so we covered what happened to Charlie Kirk and we have pointed out what is the source of this problem, why these fucking psychos, these terrorists are are doing all of this ghoulish shit into the US. And well, once again, one of those cases we brought to related to ICE. So in Texas, there was this incident where this fucker, this another indoctrinated left wing retard jumped on attacking ACE agents, opened fire to them, had the guns, got the fucking obviously manifesto traits and all of that. But well, at least with this fucker, he ended up killing the people that he quote unquote tried to free. And well, no ICE agent was harmed, which I think is great. The only thing I could hope is one of those illegals that got their lives taken were from Tren de Aragua or Mara Salvatrucha, but we don't know. They are not going to share those details. But why I'm mentioning this? So you're seeing this headline from New York Post that is absolutely making no sense. But hey, it looks like the 90s are back. Yeah, the 90s are back. So yeah, video games are bad. Discourse is being revived again. Looks like those times got a time leap to here. So you are seeing this headline from New York Post, which for the most part, New York Post, in my opinion, is like moderate and centered to the right, and they're doing something like this. So anti-ICE Guzman Joshua Yan spent 15 and 1,100 hours playing violent video games, including right before shooting. Like, trying to blame it on video games that, oh, yeah, just because he was playing this game, he turned shit. Nah, fuck off with that shit. Gamers have pointed out that it's and one of those cases of indoctrinated ideologues, terrorist groups, domestic terrorist groups in the US from the left that they are just so fucking extreme. They is it repeated once again the same case with Charlie Kirk, but at least this is how it ended. Those illegals got shot, one got killed at the moment, and this fucking retard decided to shoot himself. But just because, yeah, you know, it's obvious that you are going to encounter that the left had over some time playing video games because let's look at the track record in history. Tradcox have never participated in culture. They wanted to dictate how you live and with their moral faggotry, but they never cared to participate in culture, or at least try to understand and come into a common understanding, which is fucking absurd that they didn't try that approach in the first place. But I said it before, just like what we have seen with RFK Jr. saying the same bullshit that it's a correlation with video games and violence. No. And look, even among this article, we're going to show you how all of that is absurd, even despite how it is reported. So let's read this. Video game obsessed gunman Joshua Jan. So look how this is. Video game obsessed. Video game obsessed. So yeah, they're trying to say, oh well, it's because those gamers are the violence. We have pointed out that even from on the left, they suck at video games, and also they are just fucking retards. But, well, I'm jumping to conclusions yet. Let's continue. So, nearly a 17 and 1,500 hours of online gaming were largely spent in the first-person shooting games aimed at killing enemies, according to his Steam account online. And let's start with this one. I have more hours in Battlefield 3. I run this fucker up so for quite a long time, and just not with Battlefield, with other video games such as Call of Duty and other online games that I have played. And I have played shit tons of video games. Hey, just because I'm playing games like Gran Turismo 4, even I'm trying to go retro back again. Playing Night Runners is going to make me a criminal for running at high speeds in a fictional setting. It's going to make me a pro driver. Oh man, just fucking insanity. But well, let's continue. Since the account was opened on September 11, he logged 729 days worth of game playing, more than 2 years. But hey, on Steam, also when you open the game and you're just letting it running, that time still counts. Only after you see the actual progression and the statistics through the save files of save games that this fucking moron were playing, that's how you will know that, oh, okay, so he spent a lot of time in those. But well, let's continue. That amount is to nearly 15% of his entire life, including sleeping hours and the video game platform seen over the course of a decade and a half. And at this moment, you can clearly see how the mask is slipping off. So there are 50% of his life playing video games. I have more time than this. And look at what age this fucker was. The 90-year-old known by his online pals as Sam I Am and Frank Honecker spent nearly 7 hours in the open world survivor game Rust. What does it have to do with Rust and all of this? And at 29-year old, he was already an adult. He is already an adult there. A retard one, but he was an adult. They're trying like to spin it like they is affecting younger generations. Like, come on, dude. Like, this is the most retarded takes I have seen in a quite a long time, man. And we have covered many of those in this channel. So yeah, even you don't know if that person actually spent all that amount of money actually playing or just being there in lobbies because yeah, you can tell when sometimes the queues are high. If you were playing on the good old days, of course it's going to count a lot of time because that's how Steam works. Yeah, and they haven't fixed that shit. Yeah, like counting actual spending of the gameplay. But anyway, continue on. Look at what it is nonsense, man. Look at it is nonsense. Posting the time he spent on video games on Steam. So Team Fortress, okay, so this fucker actually played a lot of Team Fortress. Left 4 Dead, Rust a little. Well, for standard hours, at least he spent quite a long time there. But look how it says: Rust pits players against each other to survive the harsh environment. Are you doing a promotion to Rust or are just trying to tag them by the government? I think you're trying to do the second one. Seriously, what the fuck is wrong with these idiots? He fixated the 2011 FPL release Team Fortress 2 login 3. Yeah, we saw it. Let's just summarize. The crazy shooter targeted an ICE boss that was transporting several detainees and ICE into the salty port and the field office Wednesday morning. So yeah, but what does this have to do with him? He was a violent extremist because he was rumored on social media. Probably he was one of those watching Hamas Piker. And you're saying that, yeah, like he's a gacha, like, look, anime revolt battle simulator. Like, yeah, fucking robot animals. Or Grand Theft Auto, man. They wanted this to be like a gacha, and that fucker only spent 2.3 hours playing Grand Theft Auto 5. Ark Survival Evolved, only 2.2 hours. And Sanctum. Sanctum 2. What does it have to do with all of this? You see what we're getting from this? So they really are trying so fucking hard and they look so retarded trying to push that, oh yeah, video games are bad. It's just like the trash got sick in the 90s. Just like these fucking moral faggots that also changed sides because they thought that they couldn't accomplish censoring everyone. Like those fucking disgusting Karens that they started with the satanic panic. Oh well, it dried down already, and they jumping on being LGBTV and all of that. Because yeah, you're going to have power tripping morons. But also, what I find disgusting is how much they're willing to go to this extent when it's pretty obvious this fucker was one of the same kind as the murderer of Charlie Kirk, a far left indoctrinated retard communist. So all of this, like trying to say, "Oh, look at all of the time," is because they really want to try to push so fucking hard. Like I said, I'm just disgusted with this behavior, especially like I said, looking at RFK Jr. Charlie here got turned into a martyr. He's a martyr, and we have pointed out many times. You have to go after the left, prosecute their fucking ass. They are so mentally unwell. They are psychos. They are potential criminals. Because when they're, you see the fucking mainstream media, social media, Twitch, and many other platforms that they love to host so much, fucking far left extremists, and their kids spreading their violent rhetoric over and over again to attack the right wingers or anyone that is opposed to them, to murder them, to encourage this behavior. Some of those fuckers, they're hoping that someone from their side are willing to actually commit the crime. And this is what happened with that ice facility incident. But even trying to mention the survival arc, survival like ball, he spent a lot of time there. You have more people that have played violent video games for the longest time. You have people playing on Steam that are just average people, and you're going to frame it that, oh well, this one was spent too much time. It's too low. It's too fucking low for the time. Been spending their time there on video games. It's too low. Yeah, seriously. And even calling all the games in the past. Jan briefly played as the name impeachment between December 15 of 2019 and September 18 of 2020, correlating with the first impeachment trial of President Donald Trump. Why are you dragging the name of Donald Trump here? Yeah, it's like they're trying to push other right wingers to say, "Oh, they're right. It's video games' fault." Seriously, these fucking articles pisses me the fuck out so much. You know what they need to do. They need to actually start cracking down some skulls on those far left extremists. Cut the fucking heads and the body entirely, so all of those problems can finally go away. Because they keep happening. We, everyone in the entire world are seeing it happening. About the fact that they want to once again destroy video games, because that's what it is. They want to destroy video games, censor them, banning them, erasing them, because we have seen that from one side, that like for example the Tradcocks, they see that as a stone in the road because they want to dictate others how to do. Oh, you should drop those video games. You need to make a family. And how can we forget the side that created the problem with feminism? Yeah, that's one of the sins of right wingers from the past, the boomers. They worshipped pussy so much, and we are seeing the consequences of that. You are seeing all of those feminists. Well, the feminists are serving the left, but let's never forget who started this. Just like bringing once again the satanic panic. I already said this story many times. In my country, well, and just like many others in Latin America, you had these fucking moral faggots fear mongering the adults from that time, grandpas from that time, that's telling them Pokemon is a thing of the devil, and also they went after anime. Back in the day, I saw Ranma and a Half on open television. Nobody gave a fuck. They were enjoying that show, even when we were underage. Despite all of that, still, we cared more looking at the martial arts and all the jokes and the funny situations Ranma was encountering along with Akane. But why I mentioned this one? Because anime like that, we also had Sakura Card Captor and Zoids and many other animes. And these fucking moral faggots also fearmongered and they got them banned. Hell, there was even an a point when Dragon Ball Z was banned. And I live it through that. And like, hey, where is Dragon Ball Z? Oh no no, because this moral faggot says is immoral. And we used to see battles like the battle with Cell Saga. They used to show blood, and because of that, when all the backlash, because yeah, they saw this fucking open TV chains, how they fuck up into the listing Dragon Ball Z, they saw the ratings plummeting because that was the only good thing they had. The other animes they didn't have a chance to come back. Hell, even they flagged Inuyasha. Also, there was at a time that Saint Seiya was also flagged. That one didn't last long, along with Dragon Ball Z, but still, the recasting moving forward was censored. They removed the blood. Hell, they removed the scene when Ten Shin Han lost his arm when Nappa hit him really hard during the Saiyan invasion, and all of that because these fucking idiots they were listening those boomers they were listening to these fucking retards that it's the devil, we need to do something, we need to protect our children, and they always use the excuse of children, they always use children as Mitchell, and yeah, they pushed everyone into the left, into the extremist left. That's why I don't see Tratkos in a very good spotlight, especially all of those fake Christians that abused Christianity. That they say, oh, it's because God is claiming this is evil. Like, how dare you to speak a God? How fucking dare you, honestly? And yeah, that case. And Pokemon, they destroyed a lot of the stuff, a lot of the merchandise. To this day, you are seeing stories of all of those that they already were pushed to the left, how they are still angry. They didn't give a fuck about their grandparents and their parents for any of that shit. They, these fucking morons destroyed a nuclear family. Then, yeah, the main core for having a healthy family when you had good entertainment, those fuckers destroyed it. For many families. Not all of them were mouth breathing retards, but yeah, all of this shit, it was insane. And that's why I know I'm going to love with this video, but look, this is what they're doing once again. And remember, we are dealing with fucking morons that they don't even have a fucking coefficient or any sort of rational thinking. Just looking at this one quickly. So Antifa firebombed the rapper Ice Cube thinking it was an ice boss. Just because it has the name Ice. Fucking lunatics is the best response here. So So just because it has the name Ice. Oh man. And yeah, people, yeah, if Nordic shared the news, props to him for sharing it. And yeah, and this one from H1B's nuts. If they put this angle, you will lose the youth. We'll see all the 90s moral panic coming back. I warned you all that the anti-prawn moral panic was a sign of rhinos. We're gonna bring back every moral panic ever that turned the youth away from the right. I have to agree with that statement, but yeah, the problem is you also have old people that still think that video games should disappear. That are a waste of time. Hell, gaming is dying because all the fucking woke bullshit, because the left embedded the hobby and destroyed it from the inside. So how is that an excuse? And even looking at the comments with hypnotic, what about those of us who have spent more than 30 years playing violent games and have never been in trouble? I also have to say this. So if I play Metal Slug, I played that one when I was a kid and going when I used to go to arcades. Just because I still keep playing that game is going to make me a violent shooter? Oh man, I spent 30 years playing violent video games, still haven't murdered anyone. You are doing it, bro, I guess. How many times do we have to disprove this garbage take? Again and again and again. This one. They will always attack video games because it's inconvenient to understand for the ill informant, the target audience for the media, and yes. This one from Killer Ren. The following resolution should not be misinterpreted or misused by attributing violence such as mass shootings to violent video games use. Violence is a complex social problem that likely stems from many factors that are warrant attention from researchers. Fatherless behavior, broken family households, and actual evil pieces of shit grooming people. Three ones. I mentioned the three ones, and you can actually partake into seeing how far those can extend. Well, yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, the people are just, yeah, obviously upset that we are seeing all of this once again being brought again. Something that, an idea that it was pretty stupid from the start, and they are using it once again as an excuse just because of what that fucker liked it. Oh, hey, they really want to play these games? Yeah, come on, Tradcocks, come on, Rhinos. We know what you're doing. Yeah, and it's not going to work well for you. Video game haters are ridiculous. I'm just so sick of this notion that video games are the problem when they are ignoring the bigger picture. We have mental health crisis in this country that for years has not been addressed because people like this want to blame other factors. So sick and tired of it. Yeah. Also, I have to say that I have seen that behavior in a lot of places. Hell, also wasn't Argentina the same one that reported these problems because they had a very shit show of a life because the fucking communists. And yeah, also once again, those communists they still want to destroy the country. Also, remember in Argentina they banned Dragon Ball Z because of the left, the fucking feminists propping the talking points of the left. Did he use Netflix? Did he buy from Amazon? Did he eat out Popeyes? Did he listen to hip hop? So guy games exactly. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it there. You already get the hint of what is going on, and yeah, honestly, I'm sick of tired. You're probably watching this video. You are sick and tired of hearing all of this nonsense. They need to tackle the real problem. Otherwise, it's going to keep spreading. And just putting the blame on video games is like telling everyone that you would rather blame video games than actually deal with the actual problem, which is pretty telling. Just saying. That's it. Thanks for watching, and please take care.